You're listening to the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour. If you miss any of the program, you can find the podcast at the bottom of the page at sunnyradio.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour on this Halloween edition. Holy cow, it's a bit chilly out there for Halloween, so you're going to see a lot of ghouls and goblins and probably some Barbies and Kens all dressed up with coats tonight, I'll bet. Again, if you're going to be out and about, be very safe, be very cautious, be very careful. I know there are several things that are still happening, like we've got the Sioux Falls JC's Haunted House out at the WH Line Fairgrounds. They call that the Fairgrounds. That's still happening today. It's the last day. So if you wanted to go, if you won tickets from us here at Sunny, and I know I got a couple of those left here, so there's some folks that won tickets that we never did get them to you. So if you would like to get those tickets, we should still connect, man. Hey, get a hold of me. You have your people, call my people. Wait a minute, I just remembered I have no people. You're going to have to call me, and then we're going to make sure that we get those to you. Because, again, tonight is the final night for the Sioux Falls JC's Haunted House. It's at the WH Lion Fairgrounds. They call the haunted house the Feargrounds. See? How cool is that? It's pretty spooky, too. I talked to some folks that went to it. They said it was very, very good. So I like that. And there's a lot of other fun stuff that we're going to be getting to this week. I want to let you know about something that's coming up here. The Singing Legionnaires. This is coming up this Friday, November 3rd at 7 p.m. They are going to be having a thing at the Sioux Falls American Legion. They're going to be hosting their poultry party, and this will be at the Alliance Building, 1600 West Russell Street. And again, if this is something you'd like to go to, everybody is invited to join in. They can play bingo. There's chances for turkeys. You'll win turkeys and hams for your upcoming Thanksgiving holiday, and also drawings for like a 50-50 raffle. It's all happening on November the 3rd. That is this Friday, November the 3rd. Tickets can be purchased for the evening prior to the event, or you can just go there and buy your tickets that night. You do not need to be present to win, by the way. So if you'd like to just buy the 50-50 raffle, or if you'd like to buy tickets or whatever, you can get those in advance. But again, huge thank you to the Singing Legionnaires for putting that on. And again, I'll see if I can chat with one of them between now and Friday to give more details. But that's coming up this Friday. And coming up right now, I have, is this right? Holy cow. Jack Osbourne. Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne's son. You probably had a chance to watch him on TV. He had the program with his mom and his dad and his sister. Jack Osbourne will be my guest coming up on this Halloween edition of the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour.
Give yourself a little credit.
It may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation can change. Then you could qualify for a better credit card, one that offers you a better rate, or one that offers miles, points, cash back, or whatever is the best fit for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour on Halloween. Excited to have Jack Osbourne joining me right now. You might know his dad, Ozzy Osbourne, his mom, Sharon Osbourne, and of course, they were all on the TV program. We got to watch this young man grow up. Now he's got a couple of different podcasts, one with the family, and he's got another one that just recently started called Ghosts and Grit. And this looks pretty cool. Jack, how you doing, man?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me on.
So this new podcast, Ghosts and Grit, first of all, cool idea. So tell me a little bit about the concept and where this idea came from.
You know, I'd wanted to do a podcast for a really long time, and I'd been trying to figure out, okay, like, what am I going to do it on? How am I going to make it a bit different? And it kind of taps into two of my kind of buckets that I operate from. You know, I do a lot of stuff in the paranormal and making TV shows and going on investigations, but, you know, I think that grit is something that isn't really talked about enough as far as being a driving force behind successful people. So I decided to blend the two, and those are the kind of the subjects we cover on my podcast with guests.
So ghosts and grit, and you got to find people out there with grit. Is it hard to find people in 2023 that still have that thing called grit?
Yeah, I think so, and we are the through line with the guests on the show is that they have to be, that there's a level of success with all of them. And I think, it's my belief that grit is something that's a defining characteristic that is a driving force behind success. Like you have to be, it doesn't matter what you do. If you're successful, you've got to have grit for the perseverance.
And I'm sure there are some people listening that maybe have never even heard the word grit before, but the way I understand it, grit would kind of be, when you get knocked down, you get back up, you dust yourself off, and you keep on moving. Is that kind of right?
Yeah, exactly. It's that it's perseverance. It's willingness to kind of do whatever it takes. It's never giving up. It's everything like that.
And I think people quit too easily. I remember reading one time the average sale is made on the 5th call, but the average salesperson only makes 3 calls. So I think when you are determined and have grit, you succeed more.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's the thing. Like anyone who is at the top of their game, anyone who is successful, have all had to keep pushing on when it got hard, and that's the name of the game behind it.
And in addition to the podcast we've been talking about, Ghosts and Grit, you've got the Osbourne podcast as well. Now, that is like the entire family working together on that podcast, right?
Yep, we're all there. It's a riot. We recorded at my parents' house, and they have like a little basement movie theater that we record the podcast in, and there are definite highs and there are definite lows.
Again, we're chatting right now with Jack Osbourne. Now, he was on television while he was growing up. Jack, that's got to be kind of weird. And again, everybody who wanted to could kind of peer into your living room with that TV program as you were just a youngster and watch you grow up. That's not how most people grow up. That's a little unusual, isn't it?
It was at the time. I was a teenager, and we shot that show from when I was 15 to 19. And I don't care who you are; those are not the most remarkable years of anyone's life. They're the most, if anything, they're the most awkward. So it was tough at the time because none of us were really mentally prepared for the life shift that show led to. But that being said, it's as an adult now with kids, I kind of like the fact that I've got it all, those years fully documented, because when my kids start kind of acting up and, when they're in their teenage years, I'm just going to sit them down and be like, hey, listen, like everything that you think you're doing that's original and that I don't understand, watch this.
Absolutely. And speaking of television, Special Forces World's Toughest Test, what was it like to be a part of that?
Man, it was really, really tough. They do not lie with, declaring it one of the world's toughest tests, because they ground us down so hard. It never lets up. The intensity of that show is something that it doesn't even, they can't capture really on camera how intense it is.
And even from the time your original TV program was on until now, things have changed so much. Back in the day, if I wanted to watch that, I had to set like a DVR or a VCR or something and record it. Now with streaming, I could just watch anything I want to watch whenever I want to watch it, which is just a whole completely different way of doing things. Do you feel it's made programming like TV programs better? It's tough. I think that a lot of networks, they weren't prepared to how it was going to shift the way people consume content. It is great to kind of have this a la carte experience, but it also, now there's so much content out there between, all the platforms, traditional TV and YouTube and Hulu and all these other, places to go, where I think it has, viewership is down, but in some ways, but I also think it's up in others to where people just have more variety. Absolutely. Again, our guest today on this Halloween edition of the John and Heidi Show bonus hour, Jack Osbourne. Jack, thanks again for your time.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been great chatting with you. You have a great day.
Absolutely. Again, his new podcast is called Ghosts and Grit. I've got a link to that at facebook.com/sunnyradio and facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Time now for This Day in Sioux Falls History, brought to you by the Sioux Falls Fun Page, West Sioux Studios, and Sunny 93.3. It was on this day, October 31st, 1968, we saw the grand opening of the Western Mall. It was the first mall in Sioux Falls, and it served as an experiment to discover if citizens would embrace an interconnected indoor shopping center. And it worked. Gone were the days where you had to fight for downtown parking, bear the cold in between stores, and search for a great place to grab a snack, and all of the other inconveniences of early shopping. You could simply park the car and bounce from store to store, all inside the climate-controlled, dry confines of a beautiful brand-new mall. And of course, the success of the mall would lead to the death of downtown, as copycat shopping centers like the Empire Mall and Newtown Mall would follow suit a few years later, completely transitioning the Sioux Falls shopping district at the time from downtown to West 41st Street. This Day in Sioux Falls History has been brought to you by the Sioux Falls Fun Page, West Sioux Studios, and Sunny 93.3.
Give yourself a little credit.
It may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation can change. Then you could qualify for a better credit card, one that offers you a better rate, or one that offers miles, points, cash back, or whatever is the best fit for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Hey, this episode of the John and Heidi Show bonus hour is done. Now, there are times during the bonus hour I'll mention something from our regular program, the John and Heidi Show, which is syndicated on like 300 stations around the country. There's actually a podcast for that as well. So if I mention something that you're going, hey, whatever happened? He didn't talk to that person, or this didn't happen, that didn't happen. You can find that podcast at JohnAndHeidiBonus-10-31.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour.